Greetings, YouTube. Today's news article comes out of Omaha, Nebraska. It seems that the Omaha City Council is considering expanding the city's policies on discriminatory action to include gay people and transgendered people. Now, their reasoning follows that the amendment would allow lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender residents to file complaints with Omaha's Human Rights and Relations Department if they were fired over their orientation, suffered other workplace discrimination, or refused service at restaurants, hotels, or other places that serve the public. Now, there are two important quotes in this here. The first a positive and the second not so much. The first one is, "We hired you as our public leaders to lead us in justice, not to determine religious doctrine," said the Reverend Jane Florence of First United Methodist Church in Omaha. "It's a disgrace when Scripture is used to exclude and condemn and marginalize people, beloved people of God." Another person is down here. One second. Okay, here he goes. "The question I have for you, like Pontius Pilate, is, what are you going to do with Jesus? For those of you who are on this council who have a relationship with Christ, and only you know if you do, you will be held to a greater accountability for the decision you make." Now, the first statement from an actual reverend is an inclusive, positive statement stating that all people should be treated equally under the law, which is something that I fully endorse. The second one, though, I can't help separate myself from the feeling that it smacks of a certain level of threat. As though if you do not follow the religious doctrine of the speaker, which would be to not expand the rights of the city council's discrimination policies, then you're going to go to hell. And that doesn't seem healthy. It doesn't seem very accommodating or compassionate. And it frankly doesn't sound like something that Christ himself would endorse, but that's just me. Now, I'm all for people being treated equally under the law, and I'm glad that this debate is open and functioning in Omaha. It's important to make sure that everyone who lives in a city is treated equally without regard for their sex, gender, orientation. That it's not okay to discriminate against someone because they're female, or because they're black, or because they're Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or Socialist, or they're Muslim, Jewish, pagan, any particular category you can think of under the sun. No one should be discriminated against because they belong to a particular minority. Because if you don't expand things that include all of them, well, then you're allowing the majority to oppress that minority. You're saying that it's all right in our minds if some segment of society is isolated, if some segment of society doesn't enjoy the same rights under the law. And now I know I'm going to get comments below that are going to talk about there are parts of society that are looking for special treatment. No. No one's looking for special treatment here. They're looking for the same treatment that everyone enjoys under the law. That isn't special treatment at all. Asking to be accepted, asking to be treated equally under the law is just fair. And I thought at one time in America, fair actually meant something. I'm beginning to realize as time goes by that fair may be a passing